Hi guys, it's Katie. This isn't really a Q&A Tuesday. I mean, it sort of is. I just wanted to talk a little bit about the bikini competition that I'm competing in. I want to clear some things up. I know that a lot of people are interested in hearing what I'm doing, but I also want to make it really clear that I'm going about this in a way that I believe in and in a healthy way. And so, first of all, for those of you who don't know, I'm competing in a natural bikini competition in October. So, if you live in Minnesota, it's going to be in Burnsville. So, come and watch me October 10th. And what this bikini competition is, well, first, what it is not a wet t shirt contest at a bar. I think a lot of people think of bikini contests as things to do because you're vain and you want to be in a bikini in front of people. And believe me, that's not something I would ever do, is like jump on a bar and shake it around. And like, that's not what it is. This is a bodybuilding competition, and it is a real, it's a test for your body. It's a challenge for your body. It's in your mind. I mean, I've only been training for 12 weeks and I've had really high highs and really low lows because you are molding and manipulating your body, and you're really proving that with the determination and the right nutrients and the right workouts, you have full control over the way your body looks and the way it feels. And I've wanted to do this contest for a long, long time. I mean, even before I became a health coach, I remember I was working for a big gym, and I would start looking at bikini competitors. And I mean, I spent my whole life trying to change my body. I've grown up as a dancer, so I remember the first time I looked in the mirror and thought I needed to stop eating. I was 8 years old, and I wasn't a big child. I wasn't overweight, but I've always had strong legs and sort of like a strong lower body. And in ballet, that didn't always look right, and you're always in a leotard. And so I grew up with body issues. I started taking dieting pills when I was in high school and college. I experimented with different eating disorders. And it sounds silly to say I experimented with them, but I never fully committed to any of them. I just knew that I hated my body and I wanted to change it. And so, even before I became a health coach and learned how to have a healthy relationship with myself and with food, I remember thinking that if I compete in a bikini competition, I will, of course, be happy with my body, right? Because it's going to look so good. Um, and that motivation has changed quite a bit, but there is still that part of me that thinks I can't wait to have my most perfect body for just, that one day. And not that I would, after the show, go back and have like terrible eating habits and gain a ton of weight back, but I do kind of want to know, I've spent my whole life wishing for this one body, and I wonder how I'll feel once I have it. But anyway, so it's a bodybuilding competition. You probably think of bodybuilding and women, of like these giant muscular women. They probably have some sort of supplemental, whether illegal or legal, help to make them that big. That's not what I'm going for. I encourage you to do your own research, but there's different divisions of bodybuilding for women, and the first like base level is bikini. And what the judges are looking for is a lean sculpted body. They're looking for shoulders and glutes, which is your booty and calves. They're looking for symmetry, and they just want you to look overall, like they even look at like your skin tone. They just want you to look really healthy and beautiful in a bikini. And when you move up from there, there's like figure and fitness and physique. These women are a little bit more muscular. Some of them even do routines on the stage, and they're much, much leaner. So you can see a lot more definition in their body. I would like to move into one of those divisions because I've been dancing my whole life, and it's in the fitness one, you stand on stage in a bikini like you do for actual, bikini competitions, but then you also get to do a routine to show your strength. So I would love to do that because then I could dance a little bit on stage. But when you do this competition, you train for weeks and weeks and weeks. You you track everything you eat a certain way, you lift really heavy, you do cardio, there's so much to it. And then the day of, you stand on stage and there are specific poses that you have to stand in. So I'm going to posing classes. You don't just walk across stage and like, whoo, like wink at the judges. Like you pose and you have to be flexing all of your muscles in a specific way to show them what you've worked so hard for. So again, it's not just frolicking on the stage. It's months of training, months of eating a certain way, and then the day of, you're on stage for like a hot second, but you are squeezing every muscle in your body. I've done a few posing classes and it hurts. You're exhausted afterwards because I mean, just try. Go after this, go stand somewhere and squeeze every muscle in your body and do it for like 3 minutes. And do it in a pair of heels too. It's a lot of work. So people are asking me, oh, well, tell me, what are you doing right now? Well, right now, all of my macronutrients, so your carbohydrates, your fat, and your protein. I have a personal trainer at Be Fit in Maple Grove. His name is Jerome. He's amazing. He tells me every week how many carbohydrates to eat, how much fat to eat, and how much protein to eat. So he tells me that every week. I fortunately have enough nutrition knowledge that I can fill those with whole, healthy foods. A lot of bodybuilders, they see that they have to eat X amount of carbohydrates, fat, and protein, and then they eat Pop-Tarts and Oreos and junk just to hit those numbers, and they don't pay attention to the micronutrients. Are you giving your body any nutrition? And so they may look great when they hit the stage, but my concern for them is, what is your health going to be like in 6 months, a year, 2 years? And while I have allowed myself to enjoy foods that I previously had not enjoyed, I'm not going crazy with it. Like if I have some carbohydrates left over, I will enjoy a bowl of ice cream. But as I tell all my clients, having 1 to 2 treats a day or some indulgences, glass of wine, ice cream, chocolate, that's healthy. That's having a healthy, balanced life. So, when I first became a health coach, I thought, well, you can't have sugar ever. You can't have any of these foods. And it was kind of, I don't know, like I felt a little bit deprived of it. I didn't feel normal. And so doing this type of training where I can eat whatever I want as long as it hits those numbers, it's given me some more freedom. And it's actually made the rest of my eating really well-rounded, and it makes it easier for me to eat healthy when I know that I'm allowed to have that ice cream every so often if I want to. So that's the way that I'm eating, and right now I'm eating almost 2,000 calories. I think I'm at like 1910, something like that, which is a great lesson for every woman out there. I mean, I'm lifting. I'll tell you about that in a second. But you don't have to eat 1,000 calories and cut calories to become healthy or lose weight, because I'm not trying to lose weight right now. I'm in the process of my competition where I'm eating a lot because I'm building muscle. And in a few weeks or maybe a month or so, we're going to start reducing my calories, increasing my cardio, and increasing my lifts perhaps, and we're going to start toning my body. So we're going to start sculpting all the extra fat off of my body. But I started this process 12 weeks ago, and I was at 140 pounds, and now I'm at 134 pounds, and I'm not trying to lose weight, like I said, but you should check out my progress pictures. With eating a lot of food and being really physically active, my body is changing, and it's amazing. So it's good to know that you can eat a lot, and your body wants a lot because it wants a lot of fuel, especially if you're moving a lot or doing a lot of working out. So then in addition to the way I'm eating, I'm lifting 5 days a week. So I'm going to the gym, I'm doing free weights, or I'm using machines, and I'm lifting heavy weight. Like I'm squatting my body weight. And it took me, I started lifting about a year ago. My boyfriend Chris introduced me to lifting weights, and it was a little bit scary at first to be in that part of the gym where all the boys are, and now it's really empowering to be a handful of girls who's over there lifting. And when I'm squatting and doing these big lifts, I'm really proud. I feel like, hey, notice me, look at what I'm a tiny person, and look at what I'm doing. So I'm lifting 5 days a week, and then 2 of those days I'm doing 30 minutes of cardio, but it's just like walking, just getting my heart rate up. So it's not like crazy running, because I swore I would never run again after I ran my half marathon. It was absolutely terrible. So that changes every couple of weeks as well. Again, Jerome at BFit, he will change that up for me. And then I do weekly check-ins. Every week I take a picture of myself. I personally measure myself, and then I also weigh myself. And then I send all those to Jerome. And then I fill out some questions for him about how was my eating? Did I have energy this week? Did I feel strong this week? Did I hurt myself? Anything like that. So he always knows what's going on, and then he'll look at that and say, okay, we're going to increase your carbohydrates this week, or we're going to, change up, this workout or something. So it's really great to have someone there to support me and help me. The support I get from Chris at home is also really amazing, because since I have to track everything I eat, I do it in the app called MyFitnessPal. I have to track everything. So if he's cooking me dinner, he'll come home and he'll be cooking, and then he'll write down for me in our meal how much protein is in it, how many carbohydrates are in it, how much fat is in it. So I don't have to do all the numbers and calculate it myself. So that's really, really helpful. And I don't know, I love having a deadline. I love knowing that there's going to be pictures being taken. I'm really, really excited, and there's so much more to it. I mean, it's pretty expensive. The posing classes, the trainer, the bikini that you wear has to be custom made, and you can spend upwards of hundreds of dollars, or you can just buy sort of a basic one and rhinestone it yourself. I'm doing this with my friend Morgan, who's also on my dance team, and dancers love to rhinestone stuff, so we might try to save money that way and do our own rhinestoning. Her mom's really good at that. But that's basically it. Some days are really hard and you don't feel like going to the gym, or you just don't want to write down or track what you're eating. You just kind of want to eat and be normal. But I know that this is going to be worth it by the end. It's going to be a 9-month process. I'm still 5 months out, so everything I've done I have to do like 2 more times. But I'm really excited to see what the end result is going to be. Again, I'm not doing this to be vain. I'm doing this to challenge myself. I really believe that it's me versus me, and I'm somebody who tends to compare myself to a lot of people. So I want to just compare myself to myself and become the best version of myself. I've already noticed, of course, the benefits in my body, but then I think a huge thing is my confidence is already increasing. And of course, the freedom to eat the types of foods that I didn't think I was allowed to eat, being able to eat those and see that my body is still, reacting in the way that it should be. So that is my journey so far. I think I touched on everything I wanted to. I'd love to do another show, I think, afterwards, so you should do it too. It's fun to go through this process with somebody else. And let me know if you have more questions about it. I think that was everything. Otherwise, I have a link below to my blog that I'm putting all my progress pictures on, doing weekly check-ins. It's like a diary for me. It's called Dear Diary. Today I ate a Quest bar, because every day I'm writing down everything I ate. So it's really for me so I can look back, but also for you to follow along if you're like, okay, this sounds like something I'd want to do, because I wish somebody would have told me about like the emotional ups and downs, and then also I hear that when you get close to the show, you have to like shave your whole body, and then when it grows back, it's all weird. So that's the kind of stuff that nobody really tells you about, and I want to be able to be really transparent and share that kind of stuff with you guys as well. So again, if you have questions, let me know, but that's my bikini competition. Oh, I'm going through NPC. There's lots of different divisions or different companies, and that's the one that I'm going through. And yeah, that's why I'm doing it. Wish me luck and have a fabulous week.